This is your news source evening bulletin for today, Monday, the 12th day of January in the year 2026. I'm Gordon Mosley reporting, and here's what we're tracking tonight. The Bureau of Statistics released its long-awaited preliminary report of the 2022 National Census this afternoon, hours after the report was first presented to President Irfan Ali. The report found that Guyana's population saw growth of just over 17.6% in 2022 when compared to the previous census, which was conducted back in 2012. The country's population stood at 878,674 in 2022, which was 131,719 more than in 2012. The Bureau of Statistics has now estimated that the population has further increased to 956,044 persons at the end of 2024. The report also found that Region 4, which is home to the capital city, still has the largest population, with 347,759 persons living in the region as of 2022. The census found that all regions experienced a growth in their population when compared to the previous census 10 years prior. Region 3 replaced Region 6 as the second most populated region in the country, while Region 8 continues to experience the smallest increase in population growth. The census also found an increase in households, with 271,946 households recorded in 2022. The national average household size is just over 3 persons. The census also found that there are more males than females making up the population. According to the report, as of 2022, Guyana's population was made up of 440,882 males and 437,792 females. Chief Statistician Errol LaCruz noted the work done to complete the census report, while his deputy Vanessa Prophet offered more details on various components of the census.
These preliminary results comprise headline indicators obtained from the visitation records of the census questionnaire, which are the initial data points that are processed and analyzed in accordance with our historical practice of releasing preliminary census results. These preliminary results include the population count, population by region, by sex, the household count and average size, population density, local and foreign-born population, and building stock.
The population, the graph that we have before you, it's a line graph demonstrating the population from 1960 to 2022. And you would see that the population in 1960 was approximately 560, but I can't see it clearly. But the 2022 population, as you can see, is now 878,674. And that, you would see, is a continuous trend from the 1960 to 1980, whereby then you would see from 91 to 2012 there was some fluctuation. And now we're at 878,674, a 1.64% growth in the population when compared to the 2012 census.
And Senior Minister responsible for Finance, Dr. Ashley Singh, welcomed the release of the belated preliminary census report.
The summary findings that were presented represent, of course, only literally a high-level summary. And Vanessa, thank you very much for that excellent distillation of the main findings into what I thought was a very accessible interpretation of some of the key observations emerging from the preliminary report. Of course, there is a far more comprehensive report, which immediately after this engagement will be available for download from the Bureau of Statistics website.
Dr. Singh said it will serve as a major guide for the government as it pushes ahead with its development plan.
Findings that we have just heard and the more detailed findings that we will discover when we read the preliminary report vindicate a lot of what we already know or believe to be happening in our country. First of all, we have, as a government, under the leadership of President Ali, been investing a lot of effort to make our country a more hospitable country and a more attractive place for Guyanese nationals to live, work, invest, save, earn, and retire.
Snippets of the census report have been posted to the social media pages of the Bureau of Statistics. More news coming up in just a moment.
It all starts with one. Maybe it's one look. You know the one. Or one touch. Even one word. It can start with one step. Or one promise. One thrill. One first time. One deep breath. One leap of faith. One day to remember. Or one night to forget. One moment. So many stories that make up one crazy, average, everyday, fabulous life. We get one life. Just one. Make your move. It all starts with one.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank, we're the one for you.
Bristow Promotions, in association with the Caribbean Boxing Organization, alongside Guyana Boxing Association, present Caribbean Boxing Showdown, January 24th, 2026, live at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall, featuring Guyana's finest: Desmond Amsterdam, Terrence Adam, Delon Charles, Quincy Gold, Edmund DeClue, Joel Williamson, and Jamal Eastman, taking on top contenders from across the Caribbean. Tickets $2,500, ringside $5,000. January 24th. For more information, log on to CaribbeanBoxingOrganization.com.
Ready to position your brand at the heart of the region's most influential energy event? The Guyana Energy Conference and Supply Chain Expo invites you to become a sponsor and connect directly with leaders shaping the future of energy and industry. Choose from 4 powerful tiers: Platinum, Diamond, Gold, and Silver. As a sponsor, your brand takes center stage, from live press conferences and magazine features to exclusive speaking opportunities and top-tier visibility across every major platform. Enjoy premium exhibition booths, media coverage, and access to hundreds of industry professionals and decision makers. Whether you want to lead discussions, host networking events, or elevate your brand presence, sponsorship puts your company at the forefront of opportunity and innovation.
Hi, miss. It's lovely to see you again. Here you go. Are you interested in purchasing the Christmas cookies? Sure.
Happy holiday, Mom.
Sometimes all it takes is a kind word, a gentle smile, a moment of care.
Did you have a medical trip today?
Oh, yes, I did.
At Massey Stores, the magic of Christmas isn't in the decorations. It's in the people who make you feel seen.
We finance everything with Quartz Ready Finance, from educational expenses and those unplanned emergencies. Get it done with financing through Quartz Ready Finance. All you need to apply is a valid ID, proof of income, proof of address, and 2 references. Get quick approval and flexible monthly installments, plus credit protection insurance. Apply in store or online at quartz.com. Quartz Ready Finance. Ready when you are. Conditions apply.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. If you have changed your address since you were registered, you need to visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your new area of residence to apply for a transfer. Sunday, January 18, 2026 is the last day you can apply for a transfer during this exercise. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Well, diplomatic representatives of the United States, the United Kingdom, Canada, and the European Union have all issued a call for elections to be held for a leader of the opposition here in Guyana. Although the parliament was convened in early November with the swearing in of all members following last September's elections, the Speaker of the National Assembly, Mansour Nadir, has refused to call a meeting of all opposition members to allow the election of an opposition leader. Nazir has not provided any reason for his decision not to call the meeting. The Stabroek News quoted the British High Commissioner to Guyana, Jane Miller, as stating that the election for a leader of the opposition should be held without further delay, as the appointment is necessary to allow all parliamentarians to fully execute their constitutional duties in representing the people of Guyana. The U.S. Ambassador and the Canadian High Commissioner have both indicated that the election of the leader of the opposition should be held as soon as possible, as an active parliament is important to Guyana's continued growth.
Most important is that your democracy functions, and I think in order for Parliament to do that and to represent the will of the people who elected this person, or who chose this person to have a significant number of seats, or chose his party, that they need to move forward with the election. It doesn't impact us in terms of legally, but if he is involved in certain aspects of government that we have to deal with, if it involves anything financial or contractual, then that might be a slight problem for us, but we just have to ask that someone else work on that issue. So for us, we can work around it. It complicates matters, but we can work around it. And I think what's more important is that Guyana moves forward with its parliament.
The EU ambassador to Guyana told the Stabroek News that he would be surprised if the issue is not addressed at the next sitting of the parliament, which should take place in the coming weeks. In wake of the calls by the Western diplomats, the We Invest in Nationhood party, which holds a majority on the opposition side, has stated that it welcomes the position of the diplomatic community. In a statement, Wynne said the government is avoiding legitimate oversight and the governing party wants to use state resources without any checks and balances. The leader of the Wynne party, Azruddin Mohammed, is likely to become the leader of the opposition, as his party will have the most votes when the election is called for the position. The position of leader of the opposition is a constitutional position, with the president being required to consult with the leader of the opposition on several key appointments and decision-making. Mohammed is currently fighting an extradition request by the United States, along with his father. The two are facing an 11-count indictment in the U.S. on allegations of mail and wire fraud, money laundering, and tax evasion linked to the export of gold from Guyana. High Court Judge Fidel Corbin Lincoln has ordered the Department of Public Information and the Attorney General to pay $10 million to the chairman of the International Decade for People of African Descent Assembly Guyana, Vincent Alexander, for statements made by Vice President Barra Jagdeo and published by DPI back in 2022. Mr. Jagdeo was not held liable, as the court found his remarks to be made under qualified privilege, even though it also found that he failed to establish that the defamatory words were true in substance or in fact, or that they were fair comment. At one of his press conferences, Mr. Jagdeo had accused Mr. Alexander of being a part owner of Ipatagy, which is an organization that has benefited from millions of dollars in annual government subventions. Jagdeo, among other things, said that Mr. Alexander was among a group of persons who are directly benefiting from the subventions and that the monies were not benefiting Afro-Guyanese groups. He went on further to state that the persons, including Mr. Alexander, were living off of the backs of Afro-Guyanese. The interview was then posted by the government-controlled Department of Public Information. Alexander had taken offense with the statements and had approached the courts seeking relief and for the interview to be taken down. In her ruling, the judge said naming Mr. Alexander among a group of persons who benefit directly from the government's subvention to Ipatagy is capable of being a defamatory statement, as conveys that he is dishonest, holds himself out as believing in the Afro-Guyanese cause for his own interest, and as one of the beneficial owner of Ipatagy, he's part of a group that has used public funds given to the company for his personal benefit to the detriment of ordinary Afro-Guyanese. Among other things, the judge said the words uttered also conveyed a message that the claimant was unscrupulous and that he engages in unethical, immoral, and illegal behavior. In addition to the $10 million to be paid to Mr. Alexander, Justice Lincoln also ordered DPI to remove the interview by the end of this year and pay $500,000 in costs to Alexander. Alexander will have to pay Mr. Jagdeo costs totaling $350,000.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can object to anyone who you believe does not qualify for inclusion in the OLE. To do so, you must be listed in the same divisional list as the person you are objecting to. You must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to make an objection. It is an offense to make false objections. The objections aspect of this exercise will end on Thursday, January 22, 2026. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Your own home is so much more than just four walls, floors, and ceilings. It's a lifetime of great memories and stories. Come talk to us and start your journey home today.
Republic Bank. We're the one for you.
Washi. Hi people. Washing made so easy since I found Washi. Washing me use wash me clothes and I can say Washi soap powder wash clothes so nice. Washi soap powder leave your clothes color bright. Washi soap powder leave me clothes smelling nice, of course. So give thanks to Washi soap powder for doing my laundry right. Keep my clothes color bright. Have my clothes smelling nice for sure. I could not ask for more. Comes in lemon and original. It is a washing machine in a pack. Wash your soap powder, wash clothes so nice. Wash your soap powder, leave your clothes color bright. Wash your soap powder, have my clothes smelling nice, of course.
Distributors located in the Stabrook Market.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand, adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. You can make a claim for registration, change or correction to your particulars, or you can object to the inclusion of anyone who you believe should not be on the list. If you are desirous of making a claim or objection, you must visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to do so. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. All GCOM registration offices will open Mondays to Fridays from 8 to 18 hours, Saturdays and Sundays from 10 to 14 hours. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
The Customs Anti-Narcotics Unit, CANU, has revealed that it seized over 500 pounds of cocaine valued at $235.9 million and more than 1,500 pounds of marijuana valued at $197 million last year. In addition, CANU today said it seized 674 grams of ecstasy, 83 grams of methamphetamine, and 9.16 grams of cannabis products. According to the publication by CANU, which highlighted its 2025 achievements, cocaine and marijuana remain the two dominant threats, representing the majority of trafficking attempts into and through Guyana. A major reduction in cocaine quantities compared to 2024 is linked to a single extraordinary seizure that occurred in Region 1 the previous year. In giving a breakdown, CANU said Region 4 recorded the highest cocaine seizures, more than 172.8 kilograms, and Region 6 recorded the highest marijuana volume, 576 kilograms, while synthetic drugs appeared in small but increasing quantities, prompting continued monitoring by the early warning system. CANU also said it effected 117 arrests last year and 62 persons were charged. The agency was able to secure 29 drug-related convictions, 14 for cocaine, 12 for cannabis, and 3 combined for ecstasy and cannabis products. CANU also said 82% of all those who were arrested were males. Meanwhile, the drug enforcement body also indicated that it has strengthened operational collaboration among key national stakeholders, which improved information sharing, joint operations, and coordinated responses to drug-related threats. The approach, CANU said, has strengthened investigative outcomes, enhanced operational efficiency, and reinforced whole-of-government accountability. It said the unit deepened engagement with regional and international partners last year. Further, the anti-drug agency said its demand reduction efforts were expanded through targeted prevention programs, public awareness campaigns, and continued collaboration with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Human Services and Social Security, and the Ministry of Home Affairs. The drug enforcement body also noted that there was also ongoing support to the Drug Treatment Court, which reinforced the link between enforcement, rehabilitation, and social reintegration. In the world of business and commerce right now, Banks DIH Limited has commissioned a new $13.7 billion bottling plant at its Thirst Park location, which will boost production capacity. At the commissioning of the plant on Sunday, Chairman and Managing Director of Banks DIH, Clifford Rees, said the new bottling plant has been in the making for years as the company felt the need to further expand its footprint in the local and regional market.
Ladies and gentlemen, this plant will be capable now of producing 400,000 cases of beer per month on a single shift, or 800,000 cases in a double shift. This plan to store 900,000 cases of malt per month and brew 800,000 cases per month and bottle 800,000 malt per month has now been accomplished. And that was a plan we had for 4 years.
In addition to the bottling plant, Mr. Rees said the company will also install a new canning line this week, which will be capable of producing 17,000 canned products per hour.
We are set to enhance our production capabilities significantly. This means faster turnaround times and a higher quality products for our customers. Moreover, we are committed to sustainable practices. This facility incorporates energy-efficient systems and eco-friendly materials, reflecting our responsibility towards the environment.
Meanwhile, President Irfan Ali, who also delivered remarks at the commissioning ceremony, hailed Banks DIH as an industrial giant that has been part of the country's economic heritage. He said while the company has done well over the years, there is more that could be done. President Ali said discussions are on the way with Banks DIH on the issue of making its mark regionally. On the investment side, he said the investment in a new bottling plant represents another installment of the company's transformation.
This investment is significant. It represents expansion at a time when imported products are readily available and competition is intense. Though I believe that in this moment of our history and regional history, we have the greatest opportunity to penetrate the regional market as a whole. This investment, as I said, sends a powerful message of confidence. Confidence in the brand, confidence in the market, and confidence in Guyana's future.
The president also said the company's financial and business model has stood the test of time, and is confident that Banks DIH will continue to be a major player in Guyana's economy. Banks DIH believes the new additions to its bottling line will further boost its financial bottom line. The new AC Marriott Hotel at Ogle officially opened its doors on Saturday evening, with the president describing the addition of the new hotel to the local market as a demonstration of Guyana's development agenda. With growing interest and increased travel to Guyana by international visitors and investors alike, President Ali said his administration's vision to modernize infrastructure aligns with the expansion of the travel and tourism sector.
The hotel is a declaration that Guyana's future is not something we wait for. It is something we construct, and we are constructing it with purpose. Some may ask, why a high-end hotel here at Ogle? Why near a municipal airport? Why now? The answer is simple. Because development does not wait for perfection.
The new hotel boasts 150 rooms, conference and meeting facilities, and all the amenities that will be enjoyed by the business or leisure traveler. Its location close to the Eugene F. Correa International Airport at Ogle has been praised as strategic. Minister of Tourism, Industry and Commerce Susan Rodriguez said with Guyana expected to see more growth in visitor arrival in the coming year, there will be continuous need for investment in accommodation and airlift.
The establishment of the AC Marriott Hotel supports this national objective by expanding our room stock, raising the standard of our tourism product, and strengthening our capacity to host travelers, international conferences, and major business events. Over the past 5 years, we have added 600 hotel rooms through 6 new hotels. At present, 15 hotels are under construction across the country, including other internationally recognized brands such as the Hyatt and 4 points by Sheraton.
And the Chief Executive Officer for the AC Marriott Hotel Investment Group, John Aboud, praised the support the investors received from the government and various agencies, including the Office for Investment, the Guyana Revenue Authority, and the Central Housing and Planning Authority. He said the hotel currently employs 250 permanent staffers, with 98% of them being Guyanese. He said the hotel will be expanding more within the coming 3 years as it plugs more investment in Guyana.
When completed, this investment will cost approximately $200 million and will stand as a testament of the serenity of the rhythm of the water. The serenity of the rhythm of the water. That is the relationship between Guyana and Trinidad and Tobago. On behalf of the investor group, we wish to thank everyone who contributed to the development of this space, a world-class AC Marriott hotel that is comparable to the best in the world. And this is no exaggeration.
The company official also said the hotel has already been investing in the continuous training of its staff members, but looks forward to working along with the Ministry of Tourism as it seeks more support in the area of training. The government has welcomed the growing number of new hotels being added to the local market, and the Office of Investment has been encouraging more investment in the hospitality sector.
Bristow Promotions, in association with the Caribbean Boxing Organization, alongside Guyana Boxing Association, present Caribbean Boxing Showdown, January 24th, 2026, live at the Cliff Anderson Sports Hall, featuring Guyana's finest: Desmond Amsterdam, Terrence Adam, Delon Charles, Quincy Gold, Edmund DeClue, Joel Williamson, and Jamal Eastman, taking on top contenders from across the Caribbean. Tickets $2,500, ringside $5,000. January 24th. For more information, log on to CaribbeanBoxingOrganization.com.
First-time homeowner, ready to build a dream house but worried about getting your plans approved? The Single Window Planning Approval System makes it easy. One application, one online platform, faster, simpler house plan approval. Visit our website to kickstart the process at singlewindow.chpa.gov.gy. No running around, no confusion, just clear steps and efficient service, all in one place. Apply, track, and get approved with confidence. The Single Window System, helping first-time homeowners move from planning to building the smart way. Single Window Planning Approval System, designed for transparency, built for convenience.
GCOM is currently conducting a claims and objections exercise to produce an official list of electors, OLE. GCOM has posted the preliminary list of electors, PLE, in all of the registration divisions across Guyana for you to check if you are listed, and if so, whether your particulars are accurate. Anyone who became 18 years or older on December 31, 2025, and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, or naturalization, or a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more, you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE. If you are eligible for inclusion in the OLE, you are required to apply for registration if your name is not on the PLE, apply for a transfer if you've changed your address since you were registered, apply for a name change if you have changed your name, or apply for a correction if your registration particulars are incorrect. Any person applying for a change or correction to his or her particulars must provide the required original source documents: birth certificate and deed poll for a name change by deed poll, birth certificate and marriage certificate for a name change by marriage, divorce absolute in the case of a woman who is desirous of reverting to her maiden name from her married name, birth certificate, adoption certificate, or naturalization certificate for correction of minor clerical errors. Visit the GCOM registration office responsible for your area of residence to conduct any of the above transactions. The claims aspect of this exercise will end on Sunday, January 18, 2026. For more information, contact GCOM on 225-0278-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
Your business is built on hard work, vision, and the drive to succeed. At GBTI, we understand what it takes to grow. That's why we offer Grow, a small business service designed to help your business expand. adapt, and reach its full potential. From new opportunities to new milestones, we're here to support you every step of the way. Grow from GBTI. Progress starts here.
Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Guava, pineapple, that give me a vibe. We don't want nothing less compared to the rest. Fruitopia the best. Quench any thirst when it comes to the test. Perfect thing for my lunch. Flavors pack a punch. Fruitopia, Fruitopia, it's a drink that's hype. The citrus punch, fruit punch tastes nice. Fruitopia, the drink that rocks your lunchtime.
Guyana's economy is rapidly transforming, and we're all part of it. Guyana is at the forefront of this development by providing reliable and efficient energy and supporting community development from the very core. 100% of Guyana's profit goes back to building schools, roads, and other important infrastructure that connects our cities and towns, providing fuel to domestic, marine, industrial, and aerial transportation. Guyana has now repositioned itself as a market leader in the petroleum industry, building a better future for all of us.
With your regional and international news tonight, I am Svetlana Marshall. In the region, Pope Leo met Venezuelan opposition leader and Nobel Peace Prize winner Maria Corina Machado today, the Vatican said, but did not provide any further details, according to Reuters. The meeting listed among the Pope's appointments for Monday in a daily Vatican statement had not been included in an early advisory to the press about Leo's planned schedule for the day. Leo, the first U.S. Pope, has called for Venezuela to remain an independent country after the capture by U.S. forces of Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro on the orders of President Donald Trump. In a major foreign policy speech on Friday, the Pope decried the use of military force as a means of achieving diplomatic goals and called for human rights to be protected in Venezuela. Machado, a former National Assembly member, was barred from running in Venezuela's 2024 general election by authorities aligned with Maduro. She backed a stand-in candidate who was widely considered to have won the vote, although Maduro claimed victory. Ballot audits by independent observers show irregularities in the official results. Global oil trading houses have emerged as early winners in the race to control Venezuelan crude flows, getting ahead of U.S. energy majors wary of credit and legal risks and securing a potentially lucrative business opportunity in the country with the world's largest crude reserves. U.S. President Donald Trump said U.S. majors would invest billions of dollars in Venezuela to quickly rebuild its dilapidated oil sector, following the U.S. capture of President Nicolas Maduro earlier in January. Trump met top oil executives at the White House on Friday as his administration outlines a long-term plan to raise $100 billion to boost Venezuelan oil output. According to Reuters, the first companies to secure any business in the wake of the U.S. military action in Caracas, however, were Dutch-based trader Vital and Singapore-headquartered peer Trafigura rather than U.S. majors. The U.S. government trapped the giant merchant houses because they were better suited to quickly get Venezuelan oil exports flowing again, 4 industry sources familiar with the negotiations told Reuters. And finally tonight, international news. At least 648 protesters have been killed in an ongoing crackdown against anti-government demonstrations in Iran, a human rights group says. According to the BBC, Norway-based group Iran Human Rights warns the death toll could be far higher, but a nationwide communications blackout is making it difficult to verify information. Earlier, U.S. President Donald Trump said the U.S. was considering very strong options to intervene in the country after previously warning he would act if protesters were killed. Following Trump's comments, Iran's supreme leader accuses the U.S. of deceit and relying on treacherous mercenaries while praising state-organized pro-government rallies. And that's your News Source Evening Bulletin for tonight. I'm Svetlana Marshall, wishing you a pleasant evening.